Testing, testing, testing. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. All right. Thank you all for joining. Welcome to the fourth episode of the Crypto After Dark. It's dark outside. It's time for Crypto After Dark. It's brought to you by Constant Collab. Thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm bringing you guys this episode from Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I'm at a bachelor party right now for one of my good high school friends. Just good shout out to Sawyer, one of my good buddies. Sawyer has been a member of the Constant Collab chat for a while now. And it's doing well. So our goal for the next couple of weeks is probably to bring on some of our testimonials and some of our members who have been, participating in this chat, bringing in any of their contributions that they've been able to showcase with this chat. And the goal is to help each other. We can't always be on top of every single project, but our goal is to help each other, right? So with that being said, thank you all for joining. Tonight we're going to be talking about exchange tokens. I'm going to try to make this episode quick and to the point, but in spite of the Binance coin going up so much, we want to really showcase what the other exchanges are doing in this space. Binance token has gone up to over $700 a coin, and we're gonna look at some charts before we get into some of the demographics and the background for the Binance coin. But in general, we're going to be going over exchange coins, some of the differences and similarities between them, and overall just want to make sure that we're capitalizing on these opportunities. Understanding that just like speculative assets like Shiba and the shit coins we talked about on last night's episode, these assets are much less speculative. So speculating on their potential, especially with, one of the American favorites, crypto.com, that I'm going to talk about for a second, is very important because as you see celebrities, institutions, governments partnering with these exchanges, certainly you're going to want to pay attention to this and sort of capitalize on that. So that's the whole point of the episode today. So with that being said, we're going to dive sort of straight into some charts really quick. And I just closed out my TradingView website. I don't have my keyboard with me here. I'm mobile today. But in general, let's hop into some charts here. I'm going to start with Binance Coin. So BNB. BNB is a little bit of a sour taste for some of the members of the Constant Collab chat. This chart doesn't really have a lot of historical data here. Let me find one that's better. Let's go ahead and get the original Binance coin. So you can see BNB used to be a very low priced coin here. What is this? Underneath 25, I know Braulio, who you all have seen on the lunch hour and on the Crypto After Dark webcast a couple of times. He had an average price under $3. It is at $557 today, and is continuing to grow. I'm a little bit weary of what this gap means in the future from a technical chart perspective. I think there's a little bit of concern for what this area could do from a retracement perspective. But as of right now, everybody who's bought into Binance Coin is doing very well. Binance Coin has tried to mimic the Ethereum protocol, which I'm going to try to talk about here in a little bit as it relates to how they operate and what they're trying to do to attract investors and value to their own base. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. We're also going to talk about the Bitrue token. The Bitrue token is a little bit cheaper right now, and this is the Coinbase valuation of that. We're going to talk about the NEXO coin. I'm a big fan of NEXO. I use NEXO for interest concerns as it relates to some of my investments with crypto. I know there's been a lot of heat with NEXO and Celsius, and the SEC has recently dropped a cease and desist on NEXO and some of the other institutional tokens. Their response was, kind of surrounded by the fact that NEXO is not in the United States. So the SEC dropping a cease and desist on NEXO that's based out of the United States was kind of funny to them, and I'll talk about that very briefly when I go over NEXO. We'll talk about Uniswap. Uniswap's looking really good and has this great coil going on this weekly chart here. So we could probably expect some higher movement out of Uniswap back to its all-time highs very soon. We're going to talk about 1 inch, same situation there. We like the 1 inch movement. And certainly like what it can provide for the marketplace. We'll talk about FTX, the Tom Brady coin. I mean, look at FTX here, down at $3, and then moving up here to the 80 to 90 range, settling here at 58. But I expect their celebrity partnerships and other investments to keep this uptrend moving. So with that being said, let's sort of move into some of these assets I've showcased from a chart perspective, and then keep moving forward here, okay? So Binance Coin. The joke in the constant collab Telegram chat is do not talk about Binance Coin. That's because we all sold Binance Coin way too early. We did not understand exchange tokens at the time. We didn't understand the potential. That's okay. We're here to help others understand this potential in the future, and that's why we're going to talk about other exchange tokens, and some of them are very cheaply valued. So BNB is a cryptocurrency that can be used to trade and pay fees on the Binance cryptocurrency exchange. The Binance exchange is the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world as of January 2018, and certainly probably is still today. Their global presence is strong. Most of us in the United States are deferred to the Binance US exchange, which is much more limited to the regular Binance exchange. But in general, it's a very popular token. Can we buy the Binance coin? For sure. The best way to do that would be to create a Binance account, but BNB is available on multiple exchanges. Definitely check that out on CoinMarketCap to just verify all of the places that you can get the Binance coin. Binance coin, so let's talk about the uses for a little bit. Just like other evolving cryptocurrencies, the Binance coin offers several uses that go beyond the Binance exchange, such as trading. Can be traded for other cryptocurrencies on various exchanges. That's true. That's why I wanted to sort of respond to the beer guy's response in our chat and offer the fact that you can buy the Binance coin on more than just the Binance exchange, and make sure you check out the various exchanges that you're able to transact and exchange that for other currencies. So the transaction fees on the Binance exchange can be used for transaction fees. So if you're holding BNB, you're probably going to have less transaction fees for some of the other things that you're participating in on the Binance exchange. You can use it for credit card payments and other payment processing things, booking travel arrangements. You can look into the rewards for BNB on flights and hotels, as well as for entertainment, investing, and loans and transfers. So as well on this website, you can find some information about the initial ICO and other information related to the way it burns. I know we're talking about the burn rate it's been very popular in recent terms as it relates to the Shiba investors and some of the other meme coin investors, because some of that hopium really involves on the burn rate and the large supply base of usually a quadrillions of more going down. So make sure you check into the burn rate, and the BNB burning rate here has been described here. I'm using a corporate finance suite website here, but it had some good headway on the Binance coin. So I wanted to bring up Binance coin again and go back to the chart. Binance coin was, obviously one of the sheer winners from a ROI perspective. So, as most of us have missed this move here, we'd certainly like to catch that move elsewhere. So I'm going to move on to a couple other places where some of the value has already been grabbed, but maybe we'll see some future value, certainly as this marketplace continues to grow. The first place I'm going to go is Uniswap. Uniswap is very popular as it's one of the great places to get your money into shitcoins. And we've talked about shitcoins a lot on both the lunch hour and Crypto After Dark. In general, Uniswap is a great place to exchange your Ethereum for some of those shitcoins and other projects and ledgers that are available to you. It's probably the most open sourced and available DEX or decentralized exchange that I've seen for new investors. It's easy to get into. It's easy to find the coins that you're looking for. I get a little bit sad because a lot of times I'm hoping that folks will just utilize some of the easier exchanges to buy real projects, but they're going to Uniswap because they've heard about Squid Game or Shiba or Kishu or some of our other favorites, Safe Moon from Dave Portnoy, and they just want to be able to access those tokens, so they'll utilize Uniswap. So real quick, Uniswap has done pretty well from a chart perspective as well. It used to be down here at the $4 range and has certainly moved up with all-time highs here in the 45 range and keeping that momentum as we move into what I and many others consider to be the next run from a crypto bull run perspective. So let's go back to the Uniswap website here. Uniswap, swap, earn, and build on the leading decentralized crypto trading protocol. A growing network of DeFi apps, developers, traders, and liquidity providers participate together in a financial marketplace that is open and accessible to all. I completely agree with that, and I feel like that Uniswap is really making themselves available to all of the shitcoins and all of the other projects that are trying to establish themselves on the Ethereum ledger. So I'm not going to spend too much time on Uniswap tonight. I feel like Uniswap is doing very well and is establishing itself from a DEX perspective. There's a lot of other DEX protocols like PancakeSwap, 1inch, which I'm about to talk about next, and other decentralized exchanges where you're really able to meet one-to-one on trading assets. With that being said, these are just simply swaps on assets. There's no exchange or transaction involved other than the decision maker or the third party who's making that transaction and deciding to say, hey, I'd like to move my Ethereum to a Bitcoin, or I'd like to move my XYZ to a PDQ. There's nobody else transacting any value or goods as part of these swap transactions or protocol functionalities that are available for you to make those switches between any of the assets that you're holding, right? So we'll move on really quickly to 1inch. So here's a really quick view of the 1inch exchange. A lot of them look similar. I don't have MetaMask on this computer, but MetaMask looks very similar. So you're able to connect your wallet here and sort of exchange Ethereum or any of these other starting token assets. I'm sure you could utilize. XRP is not available, right? I wanted to check, but on 1inch you can probably utilize a number of your favorites here to sort of make those exchanges on 1inch. If you go to their network website here, I thought there was white paper on this website. So I'm probably going to move on from 1inch. I just wanted to point out that they're making a lot of popular headway as well from a DEX protocol perspective, and a great way for you to, if you're trying to invest in some of those obscure projects. I know we don't really promote or talk about those as much, and obviously nothing we talk about is really financial advice, but in general, a lot of the times you need to utilize Uniswap, 1inch, or other of the DEX exchanges to get into some of those more obscure projects, right? So moving on here, I'm going to talk about Crypto.com next. So Crypto.com has been a big hit for us in the Constant Collab Telegram chat. I think its popularity amongst American sports, UFC. Recently, they've announced some aspirations to move into European and other global markets from a campaign perspective. So I really think Crypto.com is trying to establish itself as an easy way for US investors and beyond to sort of get into the market. And they've partnered with Coinbase recently as well. So you can buy CRO, the Crypto.com coin, on Coinbase, which I think is a very unique partnership. I think Brawley and I talked about this a little bit on the lunch hour or one of our recent segments. But you would think Coinbase, who partners with certain banks for deposits and other fees and ROI from that relationship perspective, you would think that Coinbase would be trying to maybe partner with other exchanges who don't want any business to do with the exchanges or the banks, I'm sorry. And like, for example, a Bitrue, who just wants to verify your email and potentially another backup exchange or a backup email or second two-factor authentication from that perspective. So it's both awesome to see Coinbase, the major UX exchange, partnering with Crypto.com, and a little bit surprising. I would have suspect them to pick a stronger, like a Bitrue or maybe something like that. But that's a biased comment, right? So Crypto.com, select your location here, and you can get in and see what they're offering from an NFT perspective, as well as their products and company. We talked about Matt Damon recently. Matt Damon's on the front of their website. And if you actually look up Crypto.com on Google, let me see if I can type here. We don't want to do that. We want to look it up down here. So I was looking at this earlier. Oh my gosh, it went there. I really want to show you guys this. Let's do this. Earlier, I saw the headway and it was like Tom has Crypto.com, or that was on FTX. That's why it's not showing up. We'll get to FTX in a minute. I was getting confused here. I don't want to associate Tom Brady with Crypto.com, so I'm going to get out of here really quick. Excuse me for that, but we'll sort of move on from Crypto.com. Here's a quick look at their NFT space, and you can see they're showcasing both their partnership with the 76ers and UFC, etc. So definitely check out Crypto.com. I'm just going to bring up the chart really quick on that. We were talking about Crypto.com for a while on this trend line, and it's almost up, 100% from these 15%, these 15-cent calls we were making in the Constant Collab Telegram chat. So really great to see. I think it'll certainly see some extension here soon, and I'll probably see a retracement from this level given what I'm looking at here, but love Crypto.com. And with that being said, let's sort of move on here. So we're going to talk about the BTR token next. So Bitrue has offered their own token, and they've also enabled a lot of voting features, which will, on a certain cadence, they'll offer these voting these voting opportunities to their stakeholders who are holding BTR to vote on what should be the next coin to be on Bitrue. In conjunction with that, they're also airdropping the available amount to those BTR stakeholders who vote on those certain coins to make it. So if you were to vote on this advisor Bitcoin and get the certain allocation of that, you might end up with a $50 or $100 extra USD value in Advisor Bitcoin because you voted on the BTR voting. So Braulio has been a big proponent of this in the Constant Collab Telegram chat. He's been voting for a while for BTR staking and has made a four-figure sum off of just participating in these votes. So definitely check these out. If you want to learn more about BTR voting, check that out in the Constant Collab Telegram chat. I'm also going to read this article for you all really quick to sort of overview what that means. So this is from July of 2021. BTR token holders get voting power to decide Bitrue's future. Fulfilling its promise of handing over more power to the token holders, Bitrue has announced that from July 28th of this year, BTR token holders will decide on the future of the exchange. In addition to determining coins, like we discussed, the future will also witness the token holders having their say on the issues of choosing specific trading pairs that will be listed on the exchange and coins that will become part of Power Piggy. So, Braulio wanted me to talk about Power Piggy on this episode as well. I'm not really going to get into that yet, but I will say Power Piggy for another episode. I feel like it could be its own episode in itself, going through the BTR voting process and Power Piggy and how those are all integrated. But in general, this article from Crypto News is a great way to learn more about the BTR token and how you can stake BTR to vote on new assets and existing assets and get airdrops based on those. So definitely check this out. Wanted to mention this as part of our exchange token segment tonight. Okay. So moving on here, let's talk about Celsius and NEXO next. So Celsius and NEXO are a good way to take your existing crypto and make some money off of them. Earn and borrow with Celsius. Meet Celsius, community of over 1 million users that earns up to 17% yield on crypto. So for Celsius and NEXO, in order to earn these high staking yields, you have to hold the Celsius and NEXO coin on their exchanges to participate in those higher interest rewards. Comment from Christina in the chat. Buying BTR right now, Bitrue is too good. Also, nothing we say here is financial advice. Absolutely nothing. So, with that being said, I also like Chris's move to buy BTR. I think that's great. I'd buy CRO as well, but that's also not advice. But anyway, moving on. Celsius and NEXO. So you can, again, these higher staking yields here. Let me pop over to the next 12% here. I've only seen 12% on NEXO if you hold the NEXO coins. So you need to hold them to get those high staking yields. As featured in Bloomberg, Pomp, they got Pomp's little avatar here. Twitter, Forbes, etc. So Celsius is legit, right? So you can get on here, add your crypto assets, make some profits off of free interest. I've personally been holding a lot of my assets on NEXO, earning interest off of those. So in general, I would highly advise you check these out. And let's go ahead and take a look at the charts here. So NEXO coin first. NEXO coin used to be down here at 8 cents and is now at $3 a share or a coin, not a security, or probably more security than XRP and the rest of them are. But certainly available for you here. And then Celsius is similar, I guess similar. I don't really like this chart here. Let's see if we have a more historical one. Yeah, so Celsius looks a little bit different from the NEXO chart. Admittedly, I haven't looked at it in a while. I'm more of a proponent of NEXO anyway. So with that being said, I'll throw you all over to the NEXO chart, which looks a lot healthier than the Celsius chart. I'll look more into that Celsius indifference and try to get back to you all in the Telegram chat to see why. I assumed that they would look the same tonight. I didn't even pre-look into it, but this is certainly interesting to see Celsius going down on this trend, despite that it's super similar to NEXO, right? So, all right. So next, we're going to talk about WRX. And I want to give a big shout out to Tommy Nelson, who's in the Constant Collab Telegram chat, who brought up WRX to us. WRX is the India exchange token. So WRX is, from that perspective, going to be servicing a lot of investors, of retail investors. And here we're seeing some sub 20-cent price ranges down here from 2020. WRX is India's most trusted Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchange. If you look up India on Wikipedia, oh my goodness, 1.38 billion people. So 4% or 5% of the global population has bought crypto. We can think WRX is going to do very well with India's just population, not just presence. I think this is going to go way up here. Not trying to make that too obvious, but I think India has enough of a presence, and we'll certainly see that happen with WRX. So let's talk about WRX. Best in class security, super fast, lightning speed transactions across 5 platforms, simple and efficient design, built by blockchain believers. And here's a good look at Nishal, Samir, and Siddharth, their technical team. Check them out. Obviously, most of my viewer base is probably not going to be based in India, but certainly would promote WRX as a good investment, as some others from Constant Collab have bought WRX as well. Moving on to a big favorite really quickly, FTX. So FTX is the Tom Brady token. You know, we love FTX for that perspective. We love what Tom Brady's done. FTX has seen a surge from down here in the $2 range, $1 range, to the $50 to $90 range. Other folks are starting to get on FTX. The Miami Heat have the FTX Arena. I'm a big Miami Heat fan. Love what they're doing with that. Beyond those partnerships, I think it's mostly just sexy. I don't really know what to offer other than corporate and private and other business partnerships that have those integrated and announced partnerships. Admittedly, that's why I talk about VeChain and XRP so much, because they do have those partnerships and they're not the ones getting any value. They don't, their charts don't look like this. So I'll keep shilling VeChain and XRP because I'm confident in PwC. I'm confident in central banks across the globe to work with each other and continue opening those corridors for XRP. And we'll talk about that more later, but just wanted to talk about FRX for a moment and show this chart. I mean FTX, I'm sorry, and show this chart. I'm just going to go ahead and go Tom Brady FTX here, and we'll just pull up the first article and see what happens. Tom Brady, this is what I wanted to see. Tom Brady is in FTX.us. Same website I had pulled up, but that's cool. Let's go back to the news here. Tom Brady throws Bitcoin to the fan who throws a 600 touchdown pass. We saw that. First 3 or 4 offers. Tom Brady, Giselle unveil new commercial after trade tweets. Love this trade tweet. I love this commercial. Let's try to watch it for a second. Oh, we have to watch ads. Oh my gosh. For 20 seconds, I'm going to talk for more about so I love this. I love this article because Tom is in his 2nd season with my favorite team, the Buccaneers, and he had this commercial. It's like, let's do a trade, and everybody thought like, oh, Tom Brady's going to get traded again, but he was actually referring to his recent partnership with FTX and the exchange. So let's watch this commercial together now. Is this not the video? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh, oh. Easiest way. No more trades. Tom Brady retires in Tampa Bay. FTX does trades for Tom Brady and crypto. FTX also makes a big wave in esports, as Chris has mentioned in the chat. I loved that commercial. I saw it on TV when I first saw it. I was like, "Oh, hold up! This ad is actually pretty entertaining." I agree. Starts with mentioning the possibility of a trade. We love trading, right? So, love FTX. Love Tom Brady's partnership with FTX. I'm looking forward to more of FTX's growth inside of the U.S. market space and giving those investors an opportunity to get in and realize what they're missing out on. So, that being said, those were the assets that I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight on this episode as it relates to exchange tokens. If you have more questions about exchange tokens, I highly encourage everybody to download Telegram and join our Telegram chat. We love answering questions in there. We love hearing about new exchange tokens and any other tokens in there. Please download that. Please like this video. Please subscribe to our channel. Shilling constant collab, but certainly appreciate everybody who's supported us and is encouraging us to continue posting this content. We certainly want all of our family members, our loved ones, and our friends buying into this new marketplace and this new asset class before certainly it's too late. And I don't think it'll be too late in any of our lifetimes, but getting in early is always the best. So with that being said, thank you all so much. And please stay tuned tomorrow for the lunch hour and like and subscribe and have a great night. Thank you.